And here they come. They are off. Moving away in the center is Don't Look Back. And from the outside, Johnny Broad. Roland Dover and Fastlane Colton, the next two. Off stride on a break is Dima Hanover. Dima Hanover went off stride. Then comes Muscle Technician and Impossible Buy and Help for the Tiger at the back end as they move around the first turn and pass the opening quarter. 31 and 2, the time for that first quarter mile. And moving up on the outside now to grab the lead is Fastlane Colton. And Fastlane Colton puts 2 lengths between himself and Johnny Broad, who is sitting second. Next in third comes Don't Look Back, and then it's Roland Dover fourth. Another 2.5 lengths off to Muscle Technician, who is then followed by Impossible Buy. And the seventh one is Help for the Tiger as they hit the half in 102 and 1. So as they move on to the second turn, the leader is still Fastlane Colton. Fastlane Colton in front by 2 lengths. Next is Johnny Broad, and Don't Look Back is third. After that comes Roland Dover. Muscle Technician is fifth. After that is Impossible Buy and Help for the Tiger. Field is coming to the top of the stretch, and the leader remains Fastlane Colton, covering 3 quarters in 1:33 and 1, a 31-second third quarter there. As they now move in the stretch, Fastlane Colton, that lead is 3 lengths. Don't Look Back has moved up into second. Also moving up on the outside is Roland Dover. Less than 1/8 of a mile to come. Fastlane Colton, Don't Look Back, and Roland Dover. Moving up on the outside is Muscle Technician, but Fastlane Colton is the winner. Then Don't Look Back, Roland Dover, and Muscle Technician, 2:02 the final time. Seven trotters going postward, and breaking before the start was Sly Help. Sly Help went on a break prior to the start. They are off. Sly Help did recover following that break, but is well behind the rest of the field as the leader early on is TJ's Dream. Country Tab is to the outside second, followed by Help or Hinder. Winnin' Dollars is next fourth, and then Gorilla Sighting. After that is Swan Effect, and a good distance back to Sly Help, who is the trailer. They're moving around the first turn. TJ's Dream takes the field past the opening quarter in 30 3/5. Country Tab is racing second, and then it's a length and a half to Help or Hinder third. 4 more lengths to Winnin' Dollars, and then racing fifth is Gorilla Sighting. Next, sixth is Swan Affect, and still a good distance back to Sly Help, who is the trailer. They're just outside the half-mile mark, and it is TJ's Dream in front, and right behind is Country Tab. A close third is Help or Hinder, with a half-mile posted in 1 minute and a fifth. So they're moving on to the second turn with TJ's Dream, who has led from the start, still there. Country Tab is second. Help or Hinder is next third. Then after that comes Winnin' Dollars, who is fourth. Fifth is Gorilla Sighting. There's then a break of 4 lengths behind that to Swan Affect, and Sly Help has trailed throughout. They're into the stretch now, and 3 quarters went by in 1:30 and 1. That was a 30-second third quarter, and TJ's Dream is trying to go all the way in front. Country Tab is second, and then 4 lengths back to Help or Hinder third. This top two getting a little separation now as they are midway through the stretch, with TJ's Dream still holding off Country Tab. Country Tab trying to move up here on the outside. TJ's Dream, though, is in front, and TJ's Dream has won. Country Tab was second, then Help or Hinder, and Winnin' Dollars 158 and 3. Here they come. They are off. And in the center, Eternal Blush started well. To the outside, it's Lions hooked up with Better After Dark third. Ponda Type to the outside of Bluebird Modern Girl. And 3 lengths to the trailer, Cabernet Renee. They go on to the first turn, and Eternal Blush is the leader. Eternal Blush in front by a length. Second is Lions Hooked Up as the field now comes to the quarter, and they are by there in 30-3. Racing third early on is Better After Dark. Ponda Type is next in fourth. Then comes Bluebird Modern Girl. Cabernet Renee remains sixth and last. Moving up the backstretch, Eternal Blush is the leader. Racing in second is Lions Hooked Up, and Better After Dark is next third. Ponda Type fourth, about 5 lengths off the lead, and then a length and a half to Bluebird Modern Girl, and 10 more to Cabernet Renee, who has lost touch with the others. Half mile, 1:04 as they move on to the second turn. Still moving with the lead is Eternal Blush. Eternal Blush is the leader. Second is Lions Hooked Up, 5 lengths to Better After Dark. Ponda Type is fourth, and Bluebird Modern Girl 2.5 lengths behind her, with the field now coming to the top of the stretch. 3/4, 1:30-1. Eternal Blush and Lions Hooked Up are the top pair, and they have left the rest behind as Ponda Type now takes third, but is 8 lengths off the top twosome. Inside the last eighth now, and Eternal Blush has it by 2. Lions Hooked Up is second and a good distance back to Ponda Type, but Eternal Blush wins by about 3 lengths here. Lions Hooked Up, then Ponda Type, and finishing fourth was Better After Dark. The final time 1:56-4, and that's a final quarter of 26-3. Here they come. They are off. And up quickly is Divine Wisdom with Splash of Glory. Public Knowledge next with Super Cricket down on the inside, then Queen Hayden. After that, Odds on Antiquity and Rockin' Summer is the early trailer. Field moving on to the first turn now, and Divine Wisdom shows the way. Divine Wisdom in front a length. After that, Splash of Glory, then Super Cricket as they put up a first quarter of 29-4. Racing fourth comes Public Knowledge, and then it's Queen Hayden. The last two early on here are Odds on Antiquity and Rockin' Summer. Moving up the backstretch, Divine Wisdom now has a 2-length lead. Splash of Glory second and Super Cricket third. After that comes Public Knowledge in the fourth spot with Queen Hayden, Odds on Antiquity, and Rockin' Summer. The half mile, 1:02. Moving to the second turn, Divine Wisdom is in front, has been in front from the start. Next comes Splash of Glory. Super Cricket is now moving to the outside. Super Cricket trying to advance from third. Also going to the wide side is Public Knowledge. Then it's Queen Hayden with Odds on Antiquity, and off stride there was Public Knowledge. Public Knowledge went off stride on the turn. 3/4 now up in 1:31, and they're in the stretch. And here comes Super Cricket. Super Cricket on the outside of Divine Wisdom. Moving up also is Queen Hayden. Splash of Glory is down to the inside fourth. Then Odds on Antiquity. Here comes Queen Hayden. Queen Hayden on the outside of Super Cricket. Then Divine Wisdom, but it is Queen Hayden who wins. Super Cricket was second, close for third, Odds on Antiquity, and Divine Wisdom 1:59 the final time. Here they come. They are off. Good beginning in the center. Odds on UFO right up for that early lead. Whoomp and Swiss Lights moving up from the outside. Haven Lane Ace is down on the inside, followed by Kissin' in the Dark, 5th. Then $1 Million Image, 6th. My Sweet Becky is the early trailer. Going on to the turn, Odds On UFO with the lead, but moving up on the outside is Swiss Lights. And Ricky McCumber Jr. now sends Swiss Lights up to take the lead after a first quarter of 30-2. Swiss Lights in front, moving on to the backstretch. Odds On UFO is second. 3 lengths behind that to Whoomp. Then another 2.5, Haven Lane Ace. Racing 5th is Kissin' in the Dark with $1 Million Image, and My Sweet Becky is 7th and last. They're midway up the backstretch, and the leader is Swiss Lights. Swiss Lights is in front by 2. They now pass the half in 1 minute and 2/5. The second quarter was 30 seconds. Swiss Lights leads the way on to the second turn. The lead is now 3. Odds On UFO second. Whoomp is third. And the next one in fourth is Haven Lane Ace, and that one's already about 10 lengths off the lead, as now darting away is Swiss Lights. Swiss Lights has opened up a 7-length lead here, coming to the top of the stretch. Back in second, Odds On UFO, and Odds On UFO just went off stride. Odds On UFO on a break, 128-3, a 28-1 third quarter, and Swiss Lights all alone in front. Swiss Lights in front by 8. Second is Whoomp. And then racing third, Kissin' in the Dark. But it is Swiss Lights who has turned this into a runaway. Swiss Lights, a big winner this morning. Swiss Lights finishes up in 1:55-2. Very stellar time. After that was Whoomp, then $1 Million Image, and Kissin' in the Dark. Here they come. They are off. Moving out for the lead, McRockin' Sensation. Tells Pure Power down at the inside is second, with JN Rockin' Romeo. RB Rockin' Russ is fourth. Racing fifth, Chance and Doc, followed by Underwriter, and Midnight Pro is the early trailer. As they go around the turn, going very wide through the turn, is Chance and Doc. Chance and Doc well to the outside as they now post a quarter of 30-3. To the backstretch, and McRockin' Sensation has a 2-length advantage. Second is Tells Pure Power, and JN Rockin' Romeo is next third. Then comes RB Rockin' Russ, followed by Underwriter, then Midnight Pro, and Chance and Doc is now the trailer as they approach the half-mile mark. McRockin' Sensation. McRockin' Sensation still the leader. After that, Tells Pure Power and JN Rockin' Romeo with a half mile and 1:02-1. Going on to the second turn, McRockin' Sensation is the leader. After that comes Tells Pure Power. JN Rockin' Romeo is third, followed by RB Rockin' Russ and Underwriter. Now 8 lengths off to Midnight Pro. Chance and Doc is the trailer. McRockin' Sensation has a 3-length lead as they come to the top of the stretch. It is McRockin' Sensation in front and in control through 3 quarters of 1:31-4. After that, second is Tells Pure Power, who now tips out from second and is trying to advance from that position. Here comes Tells Pure Power, now right up alongside of McRockin' Sensation. Tells Pure Power takes the lead in deep stretch. It is Tells Pure Power with a very nifty victory. McRockin' Sensation, followed by Underwriter and RB Rockin' Russ. The time was 1:58-3. Here they come. They are off. At the inside, Hidden Truth. Brookview Glider moving up also. Check Your Pockets Away third. JK the Great, followed by Bluebird Captain PJ. And in its Wine Party in Caillou, Hanover, is the trailer early on. The field moving on to the turn. Brookview Glider is the leader. Brookview Glider in front on that first turn, followed by Hidden Truth. Check Your Pockets is next in third. The opening quarter on the board in 29-2. Following Check Your Pockets is JK the Great. Then 3.5 lengths off to Bluebird Captain PJ. Wine Party 6th. Caillou Hanover is the trailer. On the back stretch, and Brookview Glider has the lead just over a length. Pocketed second is Hidden Truth, and Check Your Pockets is next, racing third. After that is JK the Great with Bluebird Captain PJ 5th. The last two still Wine Party and Caillou Hanover. They hit the half in a minute exactly, and they're moving now to the second turn, and Brookview Glider continues to lead. Brookview Glider with it as they go on to the second turn. Second is Hidden Truth. Check Your Pockets racing third. Then after that, JK the Great. Then a 5-length margin back to Bluebird Captain PJ. Wine Party, Caillou Hanover is still the trailer. Coming to the top of the stretch, Brookview Glider is in front through 3/4 in 1:29.4. 29.4 for the third quarter. Hidden Truth has angled out and is now moving up after the leader from second. Third is Check Your Pockets, and then JK the Great. Coming to the final 8, though, it is still Brookview Glider in front, the lead a length and 3/4. Hidden Truth on the outside closing in. JK the Great is also moving up here late. Brookview Glider, JK the Great closing fast. JK the Great in time. And then it was Brookview Glider with Hidden Truth and Check Your Pockets 1:56.4.